these. I haven't been down here for a while. I have started a project here with these 5. These are Huon pine. Those maybe not familiar with Tasmanian woods. What I did do earlier was to seal. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I did seal the edges here with varnish. Unfortunately, in spacing them up vertically, I got some drips. I'm gonna go through the process and get these down to a nice polish, but I first need to sand these down. I reckon I'm going to, if I can pan this over smoothly, I'm going to use my dust collection system with my Bosch electric sander, and that should hopefully mitigate most of the dust here. We'll have to see how we go. I'll have to sand both sides just to clean them off. I did rub them with Danish oil just to kind of keep them lubricated, so to speak, and we'll go from there. can see, the came out pretty good for a rough sand off a 60 grit on the electric orbital. Say that again. Came out pretty good for 60 grit on the electric orbital sander, just to get all that extra varnish and stuff off. The dust off of here will just rub off. That's the, I don't know how well it's going to show up here. You can see how tightly packed the grain is off a Huon pine. Just as one of those things, Huon pine, you cannot go down and cut a tree down. For the average person, all Huon pine has to be now recovered or pre-felled, which makes it even more valuable. So these are fed these for a few years, and now it's time that should finally do something with them. So give me a second, and we'll get everything else going here in a minute. So now that we've got all these rough sanded, I'm going to be building, well, fine sanding them further. Going from 240 to 400 to 600 to 800 to 1200. And when I do 1200, I'm going to be mixing in this, not that I'm brand shaming here, but we're going to use the hard burnishing oil for the top side of the coasters, because it's harder wearing that way, and then on the other side I'm just going to use just a, not going to finish them up as much, I'm just going to go to a, just like a Danish oil kind of finish, and we'll go from there. Cheers. Thank you. Alright, back at it again. I'm going to be hitting these with, I'm going to start sanding them by hand. I'm going to start out with the glass paper at 150. I'm going to move up to 240, and then 400, and then 600, lastly up to 800, and then we'll be finally doing our wet sanding with the burnishing at 1200. again, it's hard to see on the camera, but this is smooth as. I mean, you just can't feel anything on it anymore. So, obviously haven't had this lid off in a while. So I prefer just to drizzle just a wee bit on each one. And rub in a circular motion. So it's almost like wet sanding. Well, it is wet sanding pretty much. But I've got to wipe it off yet, but I mean, that's what it comes out looking like. And it is just as smooth as. I'll continue on doing the rest of these, and then I'll wipe them all off as a finish. So here we go. Doesn't take very much, just a couple drops. And of course, these are so small. And because the paper's already got some in it, I'll probably put a bit too much on this one. One piece of sandpaper is done. Move on to the next one. If I can get a couple more out of this, I'll be happy. Doesn't take too much, and I think I put a bit much on this one. second, I'm going to get a rag. Go through panel. Polish. So there it is, the final result. It's just, that's how hard they are. What I'm going to do to the back side, probably just going to, see the only disadvantage there. I'm probably just going to throw on some wax onto the back side and just be done. These are reasonably smooth, and go from there. So here's the final product. I decided to use some Danish oil on the other side, but they're both, like I say, they're just like glass, these things, especially this side. This is the smooth side, this is sort of the underside rough side. I only hit that with 600 and then did it from there. So you definitely got, I'm going through and tried to clean up all the sawdust around the ridges there, and yes, that's it turned out exceptionally well, I think. Grab a little more sawdust off that one. But, yes, that's another one down.